Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're stepping right onto the court of human development. We're going to take a really cinematic look at a completely new approach to youth sports and, frankly, corporate partnerships too. For decades, right, we've focused almost entirely on the physical aspect of athletics. We teach young athletes exactly how to play the game. But that's really only half the equation. The real question is, how do we teach them to respond when the pressure actually hits? So today we're breaking down the Mind Warriors Season 1 Built for Pressure pilot.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The Youth Performance Gap. 2. The YMCA Hornets Proof. 3. The Season 1 Pilot. 4. Assistant Coach AI. And 5. The Partnership ROI.
Section 1. The Youth Performance Gap, Missing Infrastructure.
Let's start with the fundamental problem we're facing today. If you look at the landscape of youth sports, you see absolutely incredible physical training. But emotional regulation, resilience, pressure management, these are, sadly, critically missing. We are literally sending young people into highly pressurized environments without the developmental infrastructure they need to handle it. Now, this quote right here, it anchors the entire Mind Warriors philosophy to fix that exact gap. Adrian Truefit McKenzie, the architect behind this whole system, well, he didn't develop this doctrine in some stuffy corporate boardroom. It was forged in the fire of what he calls a 3D collapse. We're talking about the compounded pressure of navigating divorce papers, a near-fatal car crash, and the passing of his father all within an agonizing 60 days. Just unimaginable. He learned firsthand that pressure doesn't build your character, it reveals your preparation. And that intense, lived experience, that is exactly what makes this curriculum so profoundly authentic.
And because of that raw authenticity, the way brands interact with youth sports just has to evolve. The old model of traditional sponsorship, slapping a logo on a jersey and hoping for some vague community goodwill, that's dead. It really is. The modern brand offer, as you'll see in the Mind Warriors pilot, is entirely different. It's a structured, deeply measurable youth performance pilot driven by real developmental outcomes and responsible AI. It operates right in that massive gap between sport and human development.
Section 2. The YMCA Hornets Proof Real-World Validation.
Now, before you ask any executive or brand to invest in a pilot, you've got to prove the system actually holds up under real pressure, right? And the timeline for the YMCA Hornets is absolutely incredible. Let's move to and see how this builds. October 2024, they start their season 0-2. Rough start, but that's exactly where their identity was formed. Who are we? Hornets. What do we do? Hustle hard. They go on a run, but then they lose in the playoffs. That third loss, though, was the defining moment. The standard was revealed. The coach actually cleared the bench to let the other line compete, proving that the team's value wasn't just about rescuing one single game. The message was simple: learn and return stronger. And look at what happened next. Between December 2024 and June 2025, they delivered 3 consecutive undefeated championship seasons. Boom! Across 4 seasons, they compiled a staggering 30-3 cumulative record. It's just wild.
But the trophies, they're only part of the proof. The original proof of this mindset actually lives in a young athlete named Nathan. Diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis in early childhood, Nathan had to master what Adrian calls the victor mindset long before he ever picked up a basketball. Instead of surrendering to a chronic, deeply painful condition, Nathan chose to adapt and respond, transforming himself into a high IQ athlete and a 3-time champion. It's genuinely inspiring stuff. This proves, for sure, that performance wellness applies directly to the intense realities of adolescence and serious chronic health challenges.
Section 3. The Season 1 Pilot, Investment Opportunity. So, with the proof firmly established, we shift our focus to the actual investment opportunity that massive brands like Nike or Microsoft are looking for. The Season 1 Built for Pressure pilot. And the crucial point is this: performance wellness isn't simply about performing better. It's about remaining well while performing. It is that internal capacity you need before, during, and after the pressure arrives. It's the exact foundational discipline that underpins the entire Built for Pressure pilot.
Okay, so the Season 1 pilot is constructed from 5 interconnected components. First up, the Mind Warriors team cohort. This is a live environment, like a U14 basketball team, where the model is applied in real time. Second, the Built for Pressure programming, which delivers structured resilience and leadership education. Third, the Assistant Coach AI beta. Fourth, content and community activation featuring immersive, episodic storytelling and community clinics. And fifth, evidence and impact reporting, providing a fully transparent, data-driven record of the developmental indicators achieved.
Being built for pressure doesn't mean you never struggle. It means you know how to respond when pressure arrives. You see, this exact mindset is what prevents emotional dysregulation on the court and honestly in life. The curriculum doesn't promise a magic life without adversity. It trains the response. It teaches these young athletes that when certainty disappears, you don't magically rise to the occasion, you return to your preparation.
Section 4. Assistant Coach AI. Operational Advantage.
Now, what's really interesting here is that to deliver this level of deep human-centered coaching at scale, you absolutely need an operational advantage. But let's be crystal clear on the boundary here. AI is absolutely not coaching the kids. No way. The Assistant Coach AI takes on the administrative friction. The practice plans, the rotations, the strategy, the documentation. Why? So the human coach is freed up to do what only a human can do: deliver real encouragement, teach emotional regulation, and build life-changing relationships. It expands coaching capacity without ever replacing the mentor.
The technology did not coach the children. It helped the coach arrive better prepared to coach them. This is exactly the ethical, youth-safe AI narrative that corporate partners desperately want to align with today. Think about this. During the YMCA Hornets' 30-3 run, the technology operated completely invisibly in the background. The athletes just experienced a more prepared, more emotionally available coach. Isn't that exactly what we want technology to do? This is responsible AI in action, reducing the burden on volunteers while totally elevating the human experience.
Section 5. The Partnership ROI. Business Value.
For the corporate partnership executives watching, how does all this translate into undeniable business value? Well, we aren't talking about empty impressions or fuzzy vanity metrics here. This brilliantly illustrates how the pilot produces documented evidence across 5 distinct ROI surfaces. Sponsors get measurable developmental impact, like resilience and leadership. They get category-defining responsible AI positioning through a controlled youth-safe beta. They get tangible community activation through clinics and workshops. They get authentic content and storytelling. And crucially, they get operational efficiency. This last point is massive. Mind Warriors handles the execution burden, so the sponsor avoids the heavy, resource-draining nightmare of building a program from scratch. You get the halo effect and the data without having to reallocate your entire internal team to run it. Real evidence, not hype.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final, powerful piece of Adrian's doctrine. Pressure doesn't interrupt preparation, it reveals it. We all face a choice, every day, between a victim mindset that asks, "Why me?" and a victor mindset that boldly says, "Try me." Pressure is going to arrive for these young athletes. And hey, it's going to arrive for us too. The only variable is our preparation.
So, what does this all mean? The ultimate question for you, for your brand, and for the next generation of athletes is simply this: will you engineer the response? The Season 1 pilot is ready. The proof is fully documented. It's time to step out of the victim mindset, stop relying on the old way of doing things, and schedule a discovery session to build something that actually matters. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I'll see you next time.